Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've been meaning to come back to this Inart Michael Jackson figure from the Dangerous Tour. I have reviewed it on the channel, so check out that if you want to hear me thoughts on it, but I just wanted to come back and try and do some more poses for you. Didn't go too crazy because I really am digging this figure at the moment, and I've been doing that thing where I'm taking it around the house with me for the last week or so. It's been over a week now. I've been putting it in the kitchen, in a bedroom, you know, just moving it around the house so I can always look over at it and just appreciate it. I don't do that with all my figures. I do that with very special figures. This is some outdoor footage for you. I think it's just an incredible work of art. I think it's one of the best 1/6 scale figures I've ever seen in my life. I grew up, you know, just obsessed with Michael Jackson as a kid in the 80s, and I feel very lucky that I was the age I was when he was absolutely just at the peak. It's crazy to think before any social media, and you know, he was that popular. And I've been watching so much of his stuff since I did the review on this figure over the past week or so. Just watching so many music videos and some new remastered 4K footage of him on various tours, which is amazing to see. There's one in particular, Another Part of Me from 1988, that's been restored in 4K. It's on YouTube. You got to check that out. It's incredible. And I just get emotional. I always end up tearing up. And whenever I get stuck into a Michael Jackson phase, which usually happens like once a year, just randomly watch one video and then that turns into watching two videos, and it just strikes you as you're watching something like Smooth Criminal or Bad or Thriller or anything. It just smacks me around the head like when I first heard Tool. It's that same kind of feeling where at the end of the track, as soon as it ends, you kind of just inadvertently kind of laugh out of sheer just, you're in awe, you don't know what else to do, so you just kind of go you know, what the hell did I just see, what the hell did I just hear? I was watching the Dangerous Tour while I was doing this video, but man, it just always makes me sad, and you know, so grateful that he was around and the music we have and all the legacy he's left behind, but knowing how hard his last 15 years of his life, maybe more, you know, it really breaks my heart what happened to him. And I always wished I could have had a chance to meet him and just have a moment with the guy, just to, I don't know what I'd say, to be honest. I wouldn't want to say all the usual stuff, because I know he heard that a lot and he didn't want to, you know, he just wanted to have some friends. He was so lonely. It breaks my heart. And you know, let's not get into all that stuff, let's keep it positive. But Inart just did an amazing thing by making this, and that, you know, they're doing Smooth Criminal. I hope they do. I mean, I said to Ivan from Inart, is there any chance you do Thriller? And it made me laugh how he just said, yeah, sure. I was like, okay, you might do Thriller, that's cool. We don't know if it's 100% going to happen at the moment. It depends how this sells. And Smooth Criminal, I guess. I think Smooth Criminal, I think a lot of people are probably going to think that they're going to pass this one by and get the Smooth Criminal one. I mean, that's another reason I wanted to make this video, honestly. You know, if you're in a position where you could possibly get both, don't skip this one, because the outfit is incredible. And that's why I've been taking on. It's not just the fact that it's like having Michael Jackson in front of me when I'm taking pictures. It really is. I mean, it's such a lifelike figure. One of his eyes is a bit wonky there, sorry folks. It's really tricky because when you adjust the eyes, you get him in the right spot, and then you have to really kind of fiddle to get the head back on the neck. And sometimes when you do eventually manage to click it back on the neck, it knocks the eyes out of sync. So forgive me. I had to get a pose with him taking off the glasses. Now I've got 3 musician figures in the collection. This is Papa Eremitus 2 from Ghost. That's by Trick or Treat Studios. That's a great figure. Really, really, really good. My friend Tanila did the tailoring. Then I got the Blitzway Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. That's an amazing figure. Absolutely incredible. Check out the review on him. That is, that's just an astonishing piece of 1/6 scale work. And then now we have the third one, Michael Jackson. So I wonder, oh well, David Bowie from Caustic Plastic, but that's not really from a music video, or well, mind you, there was a music video for Labyrinth, wasn't there? Anyway, I'll have David Bowie at some point. But yeah, think carefully before you decide to maybe hold off on this one just to get the Smooth Criminal. I mean, you could always, if you get this and you think, nah, I think I'll just have the Smooth Criminal, then you could always, I don't think you'd have any trouble selling one of these, like, later on down the line if you decided but I don't know, I don't think you would. Look at the jacket, look at the kind of metal sash, that's metal. Some of the realest eyes I've ever seen in 1/6 scale, maybe the best. The hair is incredible, and I've been taking the head on and off a lot, and I'm really, trying to be careful. By the way, the microphone is not removable. That's an accident that I had during the review when I shot that. I can put it back in place, but it's not properly attached anymore, so it's a bit of a shame, but it's my own clumsy fault. I managed to take the head off a few times when I did the review, and then one of the last times I did it, I just felt a bit too confident and did it too quickly, and probably because I didn't detach the wire from the back of the microphone thing on his belt, whatever. I don't know, but it happened and I regret it. But there you go. It's beautiful. I love it. I love Michael Jackson. I miss him all the time, and I think he was someone that you just can't replace. Never. There'll never be another MJ. His moves, the way he would, not just, I was listening to him, and I've always obviously been aware that all the kind of the percussion he does with his voice and with his breathing in between the words when he's singing, but no one else I've ever heard ever does that, or has ever done it that I'm aware of, really. Not the way he does it, or did it. He was just a genius. He really was, and I think he was one of the nicest, most kind-hearted people on the planet, and it just makes me feel sick to my stomach to think of what he was accused of and the kind of people that were accusing him of it. And now there's another Leaving Neverland apparently happening in part 2, and I think it's by that guy Dan Reed, who I wish would just fuck off, and those two creepy guys who I didn't watch the first one. 4 hours of bullshit. I wouldn't waste my time. I believe with my life that Michael Jackson was a good person and would never harm a child. I just never believed it, and I remember people around me that were my friends, some of them just believed what they were hearing, and I remember when BBC or radio on the BBC were saying they were thinking about banning his music. Crazy. But it does give me hope, though, because the other day I was walking my dog in the park around the corner from me, and there was a bunch of kids, they're about 8, maybe 9, about 4 of them on swings, and I'm passing by and they're all singing Beat It, and I'm thinking, wow, so that's their parents must be playing Michael Jackson for them. And then there was another instance recently in the high street near where I live. I was getting some KFC, as you do, and there was just a speaker system somewhere in the high street, and I could hear Michael Jackson was playing. I can't remember what song now, but he's still everywhere, he's still loved. I know that from all the comments that I see on the videos I've been watching a lot of recently, and I just miss him so much, and I love him so much, and I love Inart for making this figure the way they have. So much passion and accuracy, it's crazy. It really is one of the best 1/6 scale figures I've ever seen, folks. I'm so grateful to have it, and I would definitely urge anyone with even a slight bit of interest who's got it within their means to pick one of these up, to do it. See how you feel once you get it, but it's just a beautiful piece, and I'll always treasure it in the collection. Alright, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching, guys. Check out the main review. This is just a kind of follow-up video. You can see how the microphone's not correctly attached to his ear anymore. I could glue it in place, but I'm nervous about getting it wrong, so I'm just waiting for the right time when I'm feeling confident. But man, the way the light hits that jacket, I said I was going, and then I start seeing these images again. But the hair, yeah, it's really good. I got it a bit messy, unfortunately, from how much I've been handling it, but it still looks really good. I think I could go in with a little Q-tip with a tiny bit of gel on there, and if I wanted to just kind of adjust anything, I think I could do it that way. But some of the best hair I've seen, the strands that hang in are perfect. The curl, the amount of curl, everything. I don't know how they do it. Inarts are on a different level. That is a fact, man. That is, from everything I've seen in the last like almost 2 decades of 1/6 scale, Inart are just on some other kind of thing. I don't know what's going on. Like, apologies again for the one wonky eye there. I did explain earlier. Yeah, it's still early days for Inart. What's it been, 4 or 5 years since they started? Maybe not even that. I mean, think how long Hot Toys have been going. I can't wait to see what they get up to in the next 10 years. But, yeah. That's it. I'm done. Drop a like on it for me. Subscribe to the channel, folks. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333 for all the pictures. And I say again, I highly recommend you pick up this figure. See you soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.